Welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike. We've got Matt up top, Justin on the bottom. And on the docket for today, we've got Toronto loses to Montreal. I'm sure, as everybody knows, Montreal versus Winnipeg, because that started tonight, and the Patrick Eaves hit. Boston and Islanders is turning out to be a bloodbath. That's 1-1. Tampa and Carolina are 2-0. Tampa's beating them 2-0, 2-0. Trocheck is going to miss game 3 possibly, and he collided with a teammate and he limped off, skated off really gingerly, couldn't put any weight on his leg, and that's what we got for today. So let's start off right off the bat with Toronto. They had opportunities in game 5 and game 6 to put them away. They couldn't. Game 7, Montreal just shut them down, and you can't say from a lack of effort, but it just did not turn out to be their year. I thought, Foligno would have been more of a presence in the series, maybe even a few points, but I really didn't get much out of him. And I think Tavares really turned out to hurt him in the end. Maybe he's their silent leader in a way. I mean, he does have wearing the C in the captaincy, but he could be that X factor in that team that makes it click and makes it go. Starting off with you, Matt, what do you think?
I was super surprised, and feel bad for my buddy over here. I know he's been waiting a long time. I thought they would make it to the final this year, but I don't think Campbell was bad. I thought he did pretty good in net, and I think they should ride with him next year. He's probably going to be a cheaper guy and hold down the fort okay. Nylander kind of came alive. Good to see that.
Big time.
Yeah. Matthews and Marner were just quiet, and I don't know if you guys noticed the Canadians' defense. They didn't really give them much space at all.
No.
And they're not getting enough credit. They're just too busy harping on Marner and Matthews for not putting up. But,
yeah,
I mean, you got to give credit to the Canadians. I mean,
good game plan.
Good game plan, and Price was Carey Price.
Yeah, that was, oh, man. A couple key points here, being the resident Leafs fan on the podcast.
Go on ahead and vent.
All right, number 1, Pierre Maguire, shut the hell up. He was on, I don't know, let me look on my Twitter account here. I think he was on TSN radio today. Now, in April, when they traded for Foligno and they made some moves, he said, I'd give Kyle Dubas an A. He's a great GM. And I quote, I'd give him an A. That was his exact words for the moves, the way he's put this team together, the way that they're relying a little more heavily on analytics. Today, he says, the two teams that have been built through analytics are both on the outside looking in, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. Now he's saying that the Leafs don't know what they're doing yet. 2 months ago, all he did was praise them. Thank you, Matt. Everybody hurts playing in the background there. So Pierre Maguire, number 1, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. Number 2, Mike, you are completely or Matt, you guys are completely correct. Marner didn't really do a whole lot. Matthews had a couple decent games. Nylander was carrying the team on his back there for a while.
6 goals, right?
Yeah,
I think he had 5 goals, but 3 assists. I think he had 8 points.
Morgan Riley, I mean, granted he's a defenseman, but he didn't do a whole lot, especially in Game 7. Marner, I think, had 2 shots on goal in Game 7, which if these are the guys that are, you're paying bank to, they need to produce. So that's my second point. Third point, credit to the Habs. I mean, Carey Price was lights out. And also Jack Campbell. I mean, if you look at his stats, he didn't play bad. There just wasn't enough offense necessarily to back him up. But Carey Price played amazing. We've talked about...
His numbers were better than Price, right?
Yeah, they were.
Campbell's numbers were better than Price.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still got to give it to him. I'd like to see him come back as a starter next year and see what they can do.
Same.
But I think the Habs might be, I think, Matt, you texted me, the Habs might be a little bit better than we thought. I mean, they play a more team game. There's not anybody that's going to be your superstar on that team. I mean, unless you want to say Shea Weber, I guess. But Carey Price is your superstar on that team. So that's my third point. And then lastly, number 4, I don't know if you guys saw this. Brendan Shanahan was quoted today on TSN saying that they are lacking the killer instinct. So I don't know where they're going to go with that. He said they're missing a killer instinct, and that is what we need to address in the offseason. So
how much is that going to cost?
How much does that cost? And realistically, I mean, from the untrained eye that I have, physicality didn't lose you the series. You couldn't score. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. I mean, I still like Kyle Dubas. I think he's put together a good team. They're just, when it gets to the playoffs, they fall apart, which leads me to ask you guys this question. Have you ever seen an organization that is so highly touted, and in Canada, like, they're the end-all, be-all, they're the New York Yankees, but then they never come through and they never win? Like, is that like the modern Dallas Cowboys? Is it the Chicago Bears that make all these moves and then they don't do jack? I mean, like, I can't think of another organization to compare it to that they're so ranked highly by the media, by the scouts and everything. And then when push comes to shove, they can't get out of the first round now since what, 04, 05, something like that. So I don't know. It's just another
here.
Tally
if it was
mark.
Here, the Bears.
Yeah,
we have to hear this every single year. Every year. I can't take it.
No, I mean, yeah. Mike, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say the Bears, definitely in Chicago, because they, I think that the ownership of the Chicago Bears and McCaskies completely take advantage of the season ticket holders, and year after year, I think that they've lost the pulse of the team, and as owners, I think that they've lost the pulse of their fan base. But being a Bears season ticket holder it's a lucrative endeavor.
Right.
You can make money off of that. So season ticket holders are not going to get rid of their season their season tickets. I think the ownership group is aware of that, and they're milking it for all it's worth. And I don't think that it's going to change until the ownership sells the team,
right?
Which there's rumors on that they're spinning the wheels on it, and they need to do it. And they need to do it for the city.
Yeah,
because I'm actually sick of this ownership group, man. I think that they're brutal, but and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but I just it blows my mind, right? Like, you have a great team, Stanley Cup contender. I'd say for the last 2 seasons, people were picking them to win for the most part. I mean, obviously there's other teams they'd have to get through, but I mean, you couldn't even get out of the first round. Like, even you had a 3-1 lead. Like, you couldn't even just eke one out and get by them. But man, credit to the Habs. They came to play, and it is what it is.
No one picked them.
Honestly, I think that all of the scouting reports may be wrong on Montreal, to be honest with you. There's a lot of emphasis put on superstars these days, and where are superstars sitting right now? They're all playing golf right now.
Yeah, they're all in Toronto.
We're talking about the two of the faces of the league right now. Are out of it already in the first round with really not many points between all of them. We're talking about Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews, and they haven't really, actually, if you look at Nylander, who's paid the least out of everybody,
he produced the most,
had more points than all 3 of them combined.
Yeah,
Philip Grubauer had more points than McDavid.
Yeah,
the Avalanche goalie in the first round.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean,
that's nuts.
It's
a goalie.
I feel like every year it reminds me of being a Cubs fan. Like, every year they'd pull the rug out from underneath you, and you'd kind of get bamboozled, and then you're back the next year hoping that things are going to be different. And obviously I'll be rooting for him again next year. I don't know what you change, because the team on paper looks good. It's just in the regular season they roll pretty well, and then at this point I think it's a psychological thing, right? Like,
in September, the wheels fall off.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we were texting, and I saw they lost game 5, and I think I said, if they lose game 6, it's done. Like, they're not coming back. Like, it is what it is. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, but as soon as you start to get that like shred of doubt in the back of your head, you're done. So,
and that's where Shanahan's talking about the killer instinct.
The killer instinct, yeah. So we'll see. Good on the Habs.
Quarter, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no way, unless they dump one of the core guys for a return. I don't know who has a big enough opening in their cap hit to take one of those guys, and I don't know which one it would be, because the lowest making one, like you said, Mike, is Nylander, and he kind of proved his worth quite a bit in the playoffs. So
yeah, he showed up. He was the only one who showed up.
So I mean, yeah. I don't know what they do. It'll be interesting to see going forward. I think they're going to have a very interesting offseason if. With whatever they decide to do, it'll definitely make waves, I'm sure. But yeah, so pour one out for the Leafs. Another year in the book where they hurt me. But yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Cool. Moving on to Montreal and Winnipeg. I'm I don't know what to expect out of this series, to be honest with you, because I was really surprised that Winnipeg made it to the second round and Montreal. Montreal, we pretty much said it ourselves. We couldn't name too many guys on the team, but this team seems to put it together as a team, and they're playing well as a team. And their goalie is stopping everything that pretty much comes at him. They won tonight 5-3 against Winnipeg. So where do you guys sit with this series? Matt, we'll start with you.
Oof. I don't know. You got Price and net and Hellebuck, two really good goalies.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, it can go either way. I think it's going 7. There's not too many flashy forwards. Like the Canadians, I think they're getting good play from Corey Perry, and Eric Stahl got a goal tonight. That youngster Caulfield, I'm not sure what he did tonight, but he looked pretty good. And then they got that
Suzuki, right?
Suzuki, yeah, he's been great for them guys.
He has. He's been really noticeable.
And for the Jets, you got Ehlers and Connor, and I'm surprised. I really haven't heard Blake Wheeler too much this year.
No, I was
used
just
to be a
gonna say
pretty
that
good
too.
setup man.
Yeah.
What
about you, Justin? What do you think about the Montreal Winnipeg?
Yeah, when I caught the last half of the game, I was shocked that Montreal was up, and like you guys said, they were playing pretty well. I don't know if Eric Stahl and Corey Perry have found like the fountain of youth somewhere in Montreal, but there's some cocoon level shit going on up there where these guys are all of a sudden playing really well. But Cole Caulfield has been kind of cool to see. I was still shocked that they held him out of so much of the Toronto series, but cool to see him get a go. I'll be very curious. I know we were just talking about it before we started recording, that Scheifele hit on Evans. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if he's out a couple games because of that hit, suspension-wise. But then again, Department of Player Safety, I have no clue what the hell they're doing it usually. So we'll see. But yeah,
they'll suspend the other guy.
Yeah, they'll suspend Evans. Yeah.
What a hit. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was funny. As soon as I saw it, I went on Twitter, which is a mistake because then you're getting like the hottest takes from both sides, and people are screaming, "Oh, he should have had his head up," and that was just a hockey hit. That happens every game. Too. Yeah. So but then you got other people, calling for blood, wanting him suspended for the rest of the postseason. So there's got to be a happy medium. I know Matt. I was talking to Matt about it. From what I saw, Scheifele was kind of playing like a dick the whole game. Like I don't know what his deal was, but and I know you've said you've seen that in other games too. I didn't realize that was kind of his MO. But he doesn't have a history, so he's not going to get any of that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, but. I think the Habs they're rocking though. I could see them taking it. It'll probably go at least 6, I would imagine. But if they keep playing a team game, we'll see what happens.
Boston and the Islanders. I'm gonna let you take it from here, Justin.
I have no idea what to expect out of this series now. The first game, I was talking to one of the teachers I work with. He's a diehard Bruins fan, and he was so excited that first game. He's like, "This is our year. Taylor Hall's rolling, Tuukka's rolling, we're good." And then the last game, I was like, what the hell happened? Like New York just came out and
they were hitting everything that moved.
Yeah, like they looked like a different team. So I would kill, I've never seen a game there, but I would kill to see or hear the crowd at Nassau tomorrow. I think it's going to be nuts having a playoff game back in Nassau Coliseum. But, again, the Islanders are a team, once you get past Barzal, they got decent players, but nothing crazy. Like Jean Pajot, yeah. I remember him when he was a Senator, right? So, he's leading the team in points right now in the playoffs, which is crazy. So, I would say keep rocking Sorokin out there and see what you get. But I'm excited to watch that game tomorrow. I think that'll be a good one.
I saw Cal Clutterbuck hit 2 guys, then take a slap shot. I was like, what the hell is this?
I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley.
Those handlebars. Right? Yeah. He's got the handlebars going. Yeah.
Bringing that back, that's probably why Toronto lost, is because Austin Matthews has been walking around with that ridiculous mustache for the past few months.
I don't, coming from a guy who, I shaved for the first time in 5 days this morning, but I don't understand the mustache thing he's got going on. Hey, to each their own, live and let live. But
is he a private eye? Is he moonlighting as a private eye?
Maybe, he's like a film noir from like the 1930s,
right.
solving cases in his part-time.
With a cigarette.
Yeah.
He's a porn star.
Or that. That might be more with his personality. I don't know. We'll see. Not to commit not libel. What would that be? I don't know. But anyway, never mind. But yeah.
Tampa and Carolina. Tampa's winning 2-0. Where are you guys at with that? Why don't you start off with that, Matt?
I think Tampa's got to keep going, just keep the foot on the gas, and I keep getting the goalie wrong on Svechnikov.
Nedeljkovic.
Nedeljkovic.
Same. So he let up some softies.
I was like, I think it starts with an N.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say the Russian kid with the Hurricanes jersey playing in net gave up a bad. That the first game he lost his post, and it kind of looked like Kaner's goal against Leighton against Philly 2010.
Yeah.
It was just like, that went in? That was the game-winning goal? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
He gave up a bad one there. And
what a beauty.
So, and then they got some injuries, like you said. Trocheck's hurt. Nina Ryder's hurt. So, that's 2 key guys for the Hurricanes.
For them, yeah.
Hard to replace those guys.
Aho's been quiet.
And Hedman's been good.
Yeah,
Victor
really
Hedman
good.
was good. Yeah, he's playing a lot of minutes, and the guy's just turning it up beast mode.
I was shocked. The last game, I was looking at the shots on goal. Carolina had 32, and Tampa had 15 for the whole game, which I was shocked. I didn't realize it was that offsetting. But I mean, Tampa's Tampa. They're gonna make the most
Brandon
of their
Moore's
chances.
Man, he's a really underrated coach.
He is.
I mean,
he is.
Did you guys see his speech after that series win?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty
He's
cool.
just like a cool guy to play for, like this guy's awesome. He's like a player,
He actually shows a little bit of emotion, unlike the piece of cardboard we have behind the Hawks.
I was just going to say that cardboard cutout we got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
with his accent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really mad right now. But I'm not going to show it.
But the players know what we expect over here.
Yeah. We need
we talk
torts,
all the time.
boys.
Yeah, we're talking about Jeremy Collin.
Boys, we need torts just for entertainment.
Oh, the entertainment factor alone.
I need a goddamn save.
I could just see him calling out Zadorov for Mike.
Oh, man.
Oh, it'd be great. Or Strome for Matt.
Yeah,
what's that,
man.
Brooksy?
Yeah, I know. It's like we got to get a reporter out there.
Yeah, we'll get Mike out there.
I'll say something. I'll talk shit with them.
What's that, Pre?
I was what is it? What's up, man? Tell me, what the hell's going on back there? You got kicked out for your 3rd straight game already in the second period.
Mike, have you ever been beaten up at the bus stop? Looks like you have been, bud.
I'm like, no, I never took the bus.
Oh, well, maybe you should start.
Well, the playoffs have not been disappointing. And to finish it off, I want to finish it off on a highlight. Colorado and Vegas. Colorado is on a mission. And Vegas has got their, they've got their work cut out for them. I heard that that Nathan McKinnon said that he was willing to take another pay cut on his next contract so that they could put a good team around him, man. And it's
I should be an Avs fan. Forget the Leafs.
It's like, gosh dang it, man! What an awesome player.
Yeah.
But obviously he could be one of those guys where he's like, it doesn't really matter how much money I make. I just want to win.
Yeah.
But that is a really interesting series and actually a very interesting team because Sakic put together a really top to bottom tough team, and everybody buys in over there. And Vegas, I think that playing against the Wild was really detrimental to them because the Avs are just a different team on a different level. Matt, where are you at with this one, man?
Stupid coaching with Vegas, taking the hot goalie out. Now you're going to be trailing.
Yeah.
It's a trend. It's been a trend, though. So they're playing copycat. And you said Lehner wasn't even on the bench tonight,
yeah, I just wanted to mention that to you really quickly that Fleury was starting and Lehner's not even on the bench tonight.
So he's not hurt. Pretty sure he's not hurt. I'm pretty sure he's really pissed.
Yeah.
And that's you just created a problem that didn't even need to be started. You know?
Huge.
What was DeBoer hoping to accomplish by making that move?
Well, he hates or he doesn't like Fleury. He wants Lehner. Lehner is his guy.
Okay.
And it's been known that he just is not a big Fleury guy.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy's got a Vezina nomination this year. He's playing like
he saved his season. You know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I love Lehner. I think he's awesome. I like him a lot. But when the last guy kind of just was a brick wall for the most part. I mean, why would you switch that up in the middle of the playoffs? I don't.
Makes
at
no
least
sense.
wait until there's a loss and then you can justify it. But I don't know.
I could see like he was trying to. Like, hey, I'm going to give you a rest, but why? You don't really rest when you're in the playoffs. It's a grind, you know. It's just it's the hardest championship to win.
Yeah,
cup.
That's why it's so hard.
It's hard work, and as a goalie, when I say the other goalie, you know, had a good couple games, he's going to play, and I know that's going to. It sucks. You got to deal with it, but then he's like, hey, you're going in. It's like what? Like you shit yourself almost. It's like what?
Yeah.
But this guy just won 4 out of 5 games. I'm going in. Yeah, you're in. And you're like, oh, shit. Like, you got to mentally prepare. And I don't think Lehner was ready. I mean, he had to face a really good team. That's the other help. Thing, it's not like it's the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. You know, not, shoot, I got McKinnon to worry about. I got Rantanen. I got Makar. I got Byram. I got all these guys I got to worry about. Brandon Saad, yeah.
I don't know.
So
it's been exciting to see them play. And I saw Grubauer got a Vezina nomination too today. Did you see that?
Yeah, 30 wins, right?
Yeah.
He got 30.
It was
Vasilevsky
Grubauer,
30.
Vasilevsky
and Fleury.
And Fleury, yeah.
Fleury was 29-10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Vasi was 31-8-1 or something, and Grubauer had 30 wins.
Gotcha.
So who knows? I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have a good pick either way on that one.
For sure. Yeah, I could see, I think Colorado, I mean, granted, they're up 2-1 right now. If they go up 2-0 in the series, I mean, Vegas, I wouldn't count them out, but I think
it's Colorado, a lot better than what game 1 was. I mean, they were, 6-0 by now?
Well, and I think it was like 3-0 at the end of the first.
Yeah. And then there was
It's amazing what a goalie can do that's, is hot.
That's been playing.
He's keeping his team alive. He's in playoff mode.
When was the last time Lehner even played?
I think they said the first week of May.
Holy smoke.
May 7th, maybe, something like that.
That's his guy, though. That's DeBoer's guy. He wants Lehner to be the man. Fleury might not be there next year.
Right. Then let Lehner be the man next year, then. I mean, if you're in the middle of the playoffs. But yeah, I guess your ego kind of gets in the way there, right? And
Big
you want to
time.
be in charge.
Well, the owner said he wants Fleury to retire at night.
Really?
So, I mean, you got the owner that's a big Fleury fan, and then you got the coach that's a big Lehner fan.
The owner and the coach might need to have a little talk then.
Honestly, I'm still surprised that Gerard Gallant is not the coach.
I never understood that firing.
That was just a shock. Like something must have happened behind the scenes, or
at least they didn't leave him. They didn't let him get on the bus like they did in Florida when he was a Panthers. The Panthers, remember that he was the Panthers coach, and they told him he was gone, and then the bus pulled away without him. They didn't even get him a taxi.
Holy smokes!
That's another team he should have stayed at. I mean, he was pretty. I mean, Coach Q's better, but
he
get some good teams. The guys, I'm surprised he doesn't have a job.
I would take him here. Just saying.
Yeah,
I would take anyone here.
There's actually a lot of good coaches available, and there's a lot of good goalies available this year in the summer. So
you hear that, Bowman?
I wonder if Bowman's just...
Hear that, Stan?
He's just waiting. He's like, there's nobody out there right now. I'm going to see what shakes up after a year.
He's got his ears he's got his hands in his ears like Dumb and Dumber, where it's like, la, 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 la. I can't hear anyone.
So, the draft, what is... do you think that there's any plans in the draft with Bowman? Do you think he's got anything percolating there?
I to be honest, I think I can't remember, Matt. I think you said this. I don't even know what to expect from this draft because you didn't really get to see any of these kids play.
Right.
No one played. Yeah,
that's a problem.
It's not a good year to have a first round draft pick.
Exactly.
No,
I know. Not. I sent in our group text when I saw this. First of all, can we just talk about the Sabres won the draft again? Like, come on. Like, I'm not for collusion and conspiracy theories, but couldn't you put like a weighted ball in there so that the Buffalo didn't get it? It's like they don't deserve this. I mean, if I were whoever ends up going number one, I remember as a kid I thought Eric Lindros was such a jerk for doing that whole "I'm not going to play in Quebec" kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah,
if I'm the first pick overall, I'd be like, nope, sorry. You had how many years with Eichel and you kept screwing it up? I'm not going to that shit show. So
yeah.
How do you think he feels?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does Eichel feel? Yeah. Because now what does Eichel do? Does he stay? Or I mean, I would still get the hell out of there.
There was a week like, I'm done. He's like, I'm done here. Remember, and that just died. That rumor just died.
So somebody talked to somebody.
Yeah, it's like you signed 10 years here, bud. You're stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
We can't move you.
Yeah.
You have a neck injury, man.
Yeah. That story died too. We don't know what's going on with that either. So
yeah, it died quick.
There's something where there's smoke, there's fire. So
just pouting about the bad year. That's all he was doing.
Yeah, that could be. I mean,
it could be pouting.
Well,
airing out his laundry.
He's going to be pouting next year too,
and the year after that,
and the year after that,
and the year after that, and the year after that.
I think they're going to be drafting a lot of Europeans.
There's two constants in the NHL right now. Number one is the Leafs will never get past the first round, and the second one is that Buffalo will never get back to being a decent team. So, at least for the foreseeable future, anyway. But we'll see.
And teams paying a lot of money for young superstars.
Yeah, that don't produce in the
postseason.
Yep. I mean, look at Montreal. They have two of the oldest guys in the league right now, and they're the ones producing. So,
yep.
That tells you
they spent a lot of money though this summer.
Yeah.
The Canadians.
Yes,
just putting together solid, third and fourth line, combinations. It's gone a long way.
Look at all the Hawks Cup runs. I mean, they had third and fourth. The third lines that they would send out could score with the best of them. The fourth line was a great checking line that, could kind of reestablish the pace of play. And
they scored too.
They scored
too. Yeah. I mean, Eager would chip in every once in a while. I mean, you had guys like that. So we'll see. That first overall pick, I saw Seattle gets the third overall pick, and then obviously the expansion draft's coming up too. So be curious to see what happens there, but it's going to be an exciting and busy summer for the NHL for sure.
You guys,
I think the coaching is going to be, that's going to be cool. Who ends up where? Because there's so many of them. There's Bruce. He's sat out the whole year.
Yeah.
Boudreaux and
I would take Boudreaux. I would take Torts.
I don't know about Bruce.
Gallant.
I don't know about Bruce here. Yeah, like
at this point, I'll take anybody.
Better than what we got. Yeah.
I feel like Bruce Boudreaux's got a shelf life though. Like when he was in Anaheim, he only lasted so long. When he was in Minnesota, he only lasted so long, and then it's like, all right, we got to move you out. The message is gone now. So,
but he does get the teams back to where they need to be. I mean, the Ducks were, so-so, but
average,
then he came. They got Kessler and Kevin Biesca and who's in Anderson. Right?
Anderson, yeah. And I mean, he's an offensive-based coach, which clearly the Hawks, that's what they have is a strength right now. Their defense is not a strength. So, I mean, if you're going to play to your strength, you might as well. But, realistically, Colleton's not going anywhere, so.
Yeah, he's cheap. Just buying Bowman more time.
And for some
reason, that was the plan.
I think he's a yes man, too. I think he just does whatever.
He doesn't have a choice.
That's why Q's gone. He didn't want to put up with it.
Right.
Like, no. How do you trade Panarin? It's like, he wasn't even informed about it, I heard.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I think the draft floor, didn't he leave the draft floor that year when they were talking about that trade?
He was so mad. Yeah.
So I don't blame him.
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was mad when they traded Hammer. I thought that's what set it off.
That might be.
He was too. He was. That was the best defensive defenseman we've ever had.
Yeah.
The guy who actually blocked shots and played defense.
Yeah.
That's what we're lacking. We don't have that.
No.
But
not at all.
Yeah, he's one of the best defensemen I've ever seen.
He was
not like at the one-dimensional, not two-way. Two-way, obviously we got Keith and we've seen Brian Campbell and guys like that, but they don't block shots like Jarmelson did.
No.
That's just unheard of what he did. The poor guy's got to lose at least 5 years of his life doing some of that stuff.
Yeah, him and Brent Sopel were drinking from the same cup of water.
Yeah,
except
you're right.
Except Sopel's neck just grew that way. Hammer's skinny guy. I met him.
I thought, when I saw him,
thinking like, wow, you block shots like that.
Yeah. NHL shots.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then just go, as he's getting up and he still goes. And I was like, oh God, like you just see it on TV, the replay of the pain in his face.
Like that's going to leave a mark.
Man, beast.
You guys got anything else?
No, that's it. Keep going with the playoffs. I guess since the Leafs are out, I told Matt I'm gonna try and follow. I guess the Avs and the Islanders. That'll be my two teams. I'll try and pull for. I'll jump on those bandwagons and ride those out until I have to pick another bandwagon.
What do you think, Mike? Tampa, Colorado final?
Yeah,
could be right.
I'm thinking it, man. Tampa just looks too strong. Carolina, they just don't. From what I've seen in the past two games. I mean, they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at them, and they're playing, but I don't know if they have what it takes to beat Tampa, and being
they got to stay out of the box.
And being down 2 games already, that's a tough that's a tough mountain to climb.
They got to win this next game. They must win.
Yeah, it's do or die.
And Colorado, dude, they just look like they're skating downhill the whole time. The Islanders,
nah, not for me.
I
like the guys, but
I don't think they'll end up making it. But,
I give them a lot of credit.
There's only so much defense you could play. I think Boston's going to break out.
Oh yeah,
Taylor Hall,
but you can't
contain those guys.
You can't contain that offense for that amount of time. So
it would be Boston versus Tampa, right?
Which would be great too. That'd be a good series.
Yeah, that would be a good series because I think that they could probably show Tampa probably their toughest test yet.
I think Rask though, I've heard he's a head case. Like he blames his teammates a lot and he's not afraid to be outspoken about it.
Oh, really?
But I could see Tampa just giving him a bad game and him just kind of, pouting losing and stuff and maybe they throw in the other kid. And I think for Colorado, Grubauer still hasn't proved he could stay healthy. So I hope the guy doesn't get hurt. But if he does, I mean, that signing of that trade of Dubnyk was actually huge for them.
Right.
I know they got another solid backup too, but so far he has not stayed healthy in the playoffs, Grubauer. And that's where the Avs had their downfall last year. I think against, what was it, Vegas? I forgot who they played.
They lost in the first round, didn't they?
Maybe. I honestly
was it Vegas?
Might have been.
Yeah. Check that out, Justin. I'm curious.
I'm hoping.
It was.
I hope the guy stays healthy because I want to see the Avs. I would love to see the Avs take on Tampa. Even Boston, I think, would be a great series. But I mean, I like Vegas still, but like you said, I think no one's stopping McKinnon right now. He's the best player in the world right now. He's playing like it, and he's earned the title.
Yeah,
looks like they lost to Dallas last year in the playoffs. I think it was the second round,
and he was hurt.
Playoffs, yeah. Grubauer
was hurt. He was hurt
because that's when Khudobin was kind of like rocking, right? Didn't he kind of? He was
he came out of nowhere.
But yeah. So
here's another interesting thing. What is it that that designates someone as the best player? Is it goals? Is it two-way play? Is it leadership? Is it playmaking ability? Like, what is it that makes you say the best player in the league? We'll start with you this time, Justin.
I mean, I think it's. I would say it's got to be all encompassing, right? Like you could be a great goal scorer, but then if you can't back check at all, I mean, there are good superstars that can't back check at all, but I think that plays a role. I don't know if the leadership quality is necessarily the biggest thing. I mean, I think that's a little bit, but maybe that's not as high on my list, but I'd say playmaking, overall goal scoring ability, and just, a two-way player is always going to be higher rated in my book, but obviously if you got decent defense or you got decent third and fourth line guys that are willing to back check more, those top line guys can get away with not having to do as much and kind of float a little bit. But yeah, I think as sad as it is to say, I think it also kind of depends what market you're in, right? Like if you're in a main market, you're going to get a lot more publicity and credit than if you're somewhere where there's not as much airtime or PR for you. So that's my take on it, at least.
What do you think, Matt?
Well, using McDavid, I think every time the guy touches the puck, he could score. He could pass. And his puck possession, it's just like a buzz when the guy gets it. It's like, oh, here he goes. Like you're just drawn to like McDavid's and Kaner's.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They just got that like swagger that just stands out.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, look at that guy go, man, and those are the guys that stand out to me,
Right.
Like even when they're not scoring and they're just making plays.
They're producing.
And they're on another level, yeah.
The skating with McDavid, it's just...
It's unreal.
He's big, he's fast, gets the puck, and you could see the defensemen are they got to get ready to move backwards fast because he'll blow right through him, and he does.
They're just out of position.
Yeah.
Like it not that they're out of position, but his speed puts them out of position very quickly.
Yeah, and it with McDavid, remember he undressed Morgan Riley. Was that last year where he just looked like he was coasting, and then he just turned him up and just oh my! Even I remember that was at Toronto. The fans in Toronto were even standing. They're like, "Holy crap! I can't believe I just saw that."
Yeah, I think he did like 2 crossovers and he was done. He was
just
gone.
one cut, like he just, and then he like looked like he was going backhand, or I think he did go backhand, and he just poor Anderson. It might have been Anderson. He never had a chance. And Morgan Riley's a good defenseman.
Yeah.
So like even in Kaner, another example, like the guy will skate, do a spin, pass it to the guy's tape, and the guy's like, "Oh, I got an open net." Like it's just amazing what these players can do.
Or he's going to carry it into the zone for the 15th time in the game, and he does it.
Yeah.
And
he could sauce too. His passing is, he's got a really underrated saucer pass. Yeah, it's just great. Yeah. And DeBrincat knows he's usually the guy that's just waiting for that Patrick Sharp backdoor power play goal.
Yeah.
And I think those guys like Matthews, he could shoot anywhere and find that little hole that's exposed.
Oh yeah.
And these are the guys that just, they're like the best in the world. But right now it's McKinnon.
Yeah.
And I think he's earned the title. He's just playing in a different league right now.
Yeah, he had one of those, I don't want to say McDavid type style goals in the last game against Vegas, but he came up into the right up middle ice and then just turned it on, dude. Just went around a guy, shot it, goal.
Yeah, he controls the whole game. Just
right
like when he's out there, it's just watch out, McDavid's got the puck. Even the announcers are like, I think they were even saying, wow, this is why he's the best.
Yeah.
Right around playoff time, he's the best.
Yeah.
It's like
he's
just another level. Too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's regular season success and playoff success. That you're the same player. It doesn't matter what the stage is. If it's the bigger the game, you still show up. I think that's an ingredient for it. And I think the best players have to get to that stage and perform. And McKinnon's doing it, right now.
Yeah.
But
like Just said though, he's in Colorado. Can you imagine if he had a Maple Leafs jersey on? The attention he'd get right now.
Huge. Even look at our boy Connor. I almost said McGregor.
David. I was waiting.
Yeah, I bet you were. Obviously he's a superstar. He's the face of the NHL in Edmonton. But if he wasn't on a crappy team, and I say crappy even though they made the playoffs, but
they're still shitty.
Yeah. But if he was in New York or Toronto or Montreal,
the Rangers, yeah,
or any of those teams, or an original 6 team, the amount of publicity he would get more. But going back to what you guys said earlier, I think if you have the ability in the regular season, and then you get the opportunity to play in the playoffs, and you do well, that legend kind of grows, and then you're kind of planting yourself as a superstar. So
right,
yeah.
Well, cool, interesting discussion. It's just one of those things, one of those intangible things that makes me curious to see what people think who's or how you determine who's the best.
Do you think he'll be captain someday?
Who?
McKinnon?
He should be.
Yeah, because Landeskog is a free agent. I wonder, what's going to happen with him. If they lose, maybe they'll let him go and throw the C on the kid.
Landeskog got it because he was young and he was going to be their future at the time.
They were pulling a Taves move there. I think, right?
He's playing well though. He's playing well.
This is the best he's played in years.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I thought that he was somewhat of a disappointment as a player because they thought he was going to be this big thing, and he was. I mean, he's solid, I guess, but he's not the superstar that they thought that he was going to be.
No.
Yeah. No. His name's in the trade rumors a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might have been the first year you didn't hear it.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. Yeah. I've always heard that he was going to be traded, which I thought was odd why he would be in the trade rumors as their captain,
Yeah. Really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool guys. That's all we got for you tonight, everybody. Thank you for listening. Be sure to hit us up on social media. Give us a subscribe. Shout out to Loki4502. He's a new listener. I play the division with this guy. Listen to the podcast. Spreading the word out there in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
I'm a Sidney Crosby fan. I like the guy. But that's where my love for Pittsburgh. And that's where it ends. But yeah, they're not that bad. They're not like really high on my shit list like every other team. But anyways, that's all we got for you tonight, guys. This is the Tomahawk, and we're out.